Oh, looks good. All right, action.
Welcome to Porter College, home to many aspiring filmmakers and potential dropouts. Today I'll be introducing one young group of filmmakers that go by Long Haul Studios. This is their production studio. Now at first glance it might look like just an arbitrary apartment that they live in. That's because it is, and they do. What they lack in production value they make up for with merit. This studio layout has everything you'd find in a normal studio. It has a kitchen, a living room, a bedroom.
Why?
A bathroom, and a dining room. But not just any dining room. They also use this room for their pre-production, their post-production, you guessed it, folks, for that $1 million production. Towards them, other way. Now that we're through with all the formalities, let's meet the crew. This is Kevin. He's 19 years old and comes from a small town called Bellflower. But since you have no idea where that is, I'll say LA. He's interested in screenwriting, cinematography, and directing. Just choose one already. He usually spends his time playing video games, criticizing the foibles of his friend Sam, or writing the next great American novel. But in all honesty, Kevin's involvement in this team is subpar.
You know?
Okay. Oh, there we go. Kevin. Hello.
Hello.
You're just rubbing your eyes around?
Yeah. These jeans. Should I just do it pantsless?
Just take your pants off. Yeah. No, just...
I'll be back.
You know, go to your comfort level.
Okay, I'll keep my pants on. Dude, I love the noise this camera makes when I move it. I love it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
Where's the narrator?
Yeah. Narrator!
There he comes.
Oh, God. Okay. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So, Kevin Pena, is there a specific passion project that you would like to work on at some point?
I do have a dream film that I would love to make. I have an idea of how I would want to make it. It would specifically be about my dad and his life as an immigrant tile worker. This sounds like a documentary, but I wouldn't want to make it a documentary just because documentary definitely isn't my strong suit. I would want to make this into like a narrative film. I would obviously be very, very, very picky on who I let to play my father. Because I don't know. I have this idea for it, and it's just a dream film that I want to make for him. He loves movies, and if anything, he's the one that like got me into liking films, and then I kind of just grew into like, wow, I want to make films now. But yeah, this project would definitely just be for him, and just be for like as a way of me trying to say thanks for him being an immigrant tire worker for most of his life in order to provide for us, which was obviously very brave and hard. For that timeline, I don't know. It's tough to say. I wish I could say maybe by the time I'm 35, 40, I would love to be at least working on that project. Not finishing it by 35 or 40, that'd be insane. Start like actually doing a significant amount of work towards it, whether it's writing, whether it's any part of pre-production, or, I mean, if I'm lucky enough, hopefully production and post-production. But yeah, that's pretty much how I see myself.
This is Michael. At a ripe 19 years of age, this discount cousin hailing from Pleasanton, California, specializes in being such a controlling ass. Specializes in editing and writing. He spends his spare time playing the guitar, singing in the car, running really far, going to the bar, gazing at the stars and making up shitty rhymes. According to him, he's 5'11", 155 pounds, and could totally hold his breath longer than you can. He's by far my least favorite part of the team.
Oh well. Anyway, Michael. Whoa. What do you have there? What do you have there?
This?
Yeah.
This is Vera.
Wait. What?
These rounds, like 75 cents per. Costs like $3 to fire this thing for 12 seconds. No.
Okay, just leave it. Jesus Christ, being the sound guy sucks.
Sorry.
Is there a reason why we have to include him?
What?
What? No, nothing. We're just gonna ask you a few questions, Michael. Just,
okay.
just as like a small.
Is it okay if I put this here?
No, yeah, here. No, okay,
fuck.
okay, well, yeah,
No.
okay, no, that's fine, yeah, okay.
Sorry.
It's fine,
yeah.
just leave it there. Michael, may I borrow $1?
You know what? I hate you, Kevin, but yes, sure. Okay, just.
Thank you.
Do you have any aspirations? Huh, Michael?
Yeah, I guess I have one. It's to be able to make money with a job that I really like. Hopefully like this, but still have time for like my friends and my family and myself. I don't want to be like one of those people that like loses everything to their job, and so like I really hope that I don't end up becoming that in film. As demanding as it is, I really want to still have time for other things. That's probably for later on when I'm more financially secure and like actually have a solid job. Because right now I'm still a student, so that's not super like relevant to me.
Lastly, this is Ignacio, a bustling baby boy of 19 years young. He also comes from the strange and eerily pleasant land of Pleasanton, California. Ugh. His film interests include directing, cinematography, and screenwriting. Are you sure someone didn't just combine Kevin and Michael's intros? No? Different person? Alright, Ignacio enjoys film analysis, playing the guitar, sketching, hiking, and being really loud. Ignacio has an undisclosed amount of unmarked bills buried in the woods, and he's alright, I guess. And above all else, Ignacio's dad could totally beat up Michael's dad in a fight.
Whoa,
what are
you doing?
Oh wait, is this not what we're doing? We're not shirtless interviews, right? That was the bit. We're gonna do everything shirtless? No?
What?
No? Okay, well now I'm just self-conscious, Kevin. Jesus, Michael was here? Ah, jeez.
Oh,
I don't want Michael on this.
I'm gonna set up the light.
Alright, cool. I just
Don't
gotta...
stare at it. Stop
Okay.
staring at it.
Oh, I stared at it. Here, real
Why-
quickly. I'm
why
just
is
gonna...
it-
I'm just gonna spin around a little bit. I gotta find my spot.
Yeah.
Gotta find the center. Gotta find the center.
Yeah.
Find the center. Okay. Alright, I got my butt spot. We're good.
That hurt me. I'm wearing the headphones. Man.
Did it actually?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot this does like a, this
Stop
makes like
yelling.
a little bit. Oh,
Are
an
you
apple.
hungry?
An apple.
That's oh.
I mean, you're asking if I was hungry.
I know, but it's Christ. That's Michael's apple.
You know, food's food. You can't really complain.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. I don't want it anymore then.
It's Michael's, I don't want it.
I see.
Oh, it's a little moist now. It's
That's your fault.
I feel the moist.
It's your fault. I mean, why am I alone with this guy? No. What?
No, they said lunch break. You didn't do a lunch break call? I thought this was just us bonding. Kevin.
So Ignacio, do you have any specific goals you wish to achieve?
I don't know. In general, personally, I think the biggest goal I have as a filmmaker is to just kind of perfect my craft and become a good filmmaker in general and just work hard at that. at being a filmmaker enough so that like, you know, one day I can like at least make films and live comfortably and happily. You know, the good standards are reached there, find a little bit of balance in work and just general life. From there, you know, use like my connections from peers I make in Santa Cruz to like, you know, work smaller jobs, more independent jobs, do my own small projects if I can. It's not obviously the most thought out thing in the world, but it's about as much set in stone as I'd like to put it.
All right, long haul. What are your guys' weaknesses?
Michael's got a pretty big nose.
I'd say a pretty big weakness for me is motivation and like just kind of pushing myself to actually get things done. And then I guess kind of just my shyness too. It's a big part of who I am, but also I don't want to like have that take control of me and my future.
One of my bigger weaknesses definitely has to be how self-conscious I could be with what I write. I get very, I don't know, like everything I write, it's very hard for me to want to show everyone. I get excited initially about showing everyone, and then I reread it once it's actually done, and I'm like, wow, this is not that good.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with the idea of self-doubt and everything, or being self-conscious about the work that you make. With creative content, sometimes I feel like if I make something or write something or I have a certain idea, it might not be good enough to make it, or it won't look good once it's translated onto like paper.
Okay. Now, do you think any of these weaknesses can have a detrimental effect on your group?
I do think, I do think that my procrastination might get in the way. I think like perfectionism coming from all three of us, because we do all have it.
I don't know, I think like probably the biggest threat is just lack of communication on set if we're working on something. Or like if we have, you know, varying ideas, maybe we don't speak out about it.
It would be very difficult to like tell your fellow co-writer, especially if they're a good friend of yours, like, hey, what you wrote, it low-key garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess our biggest threat is how long it's gonna take us to do any film. I mean, this is gonna be our second second film
we've made as a group. Yeah.
All right, let's get a little more positive. Can you guys name me some strengths you guys think you have individually or maybe as a group?
I think a good strength is passion for filmmaking, that we're doing it, you know, because we really, really want to, and that drives us to try and make a better film or like try to work together or try to write something that's like really cool, you know.
As much as perfectionism can be a weakness, I feel like that can also be one of our strengths.
That's true.
Especially because like it just drives us to like maximize the quality of every one of our works.
But,
and like even though we have to make do with what we have, which is another strength, I guess, like that we deal with the stuff that we have and try to do our best with it.
The biggest strength as a group, I think, is just the fact that we do have a group to film with.
Another huge thing, another huge thing is like that all of our interests when it comes to film are so varied. So we basically have like a full team, excluding like one or two roles or something.
a sound guy or a
yeah.
sound
we
woman.
need a sound.
We want you. I mean, I have some connections on my dad's side that I want to try and tap into with you guys.
I was gonna say
Sam's dad definitely, and then all of you guys, of course, and then my TA last quarter, Ryan.
Gallegos.
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 Yeah, no, I was gonna say next time we like make sure films, we should email him.
I really enjoy Leekley Weekly. So
Weekly.
Yeah.
Don't cut
classes.
that.
Yeah, don't.
Add that in.
Add it in a second
like
time.
3 times.
There we Weekly. But
I'm getting like death stares right now.
I know, honestly.
sorry, crew. But yeah, that's pretty great.